Good morning, children. Let us start the continuity of the chemical bonding. Today we will discuss VSPER theory, that is valency shell electron pair repulsion theory. What is that? Valency shell electron pair repulsion theory. Now, what is the use of this theory in chemistry? Now, suppose children PCl5 molecule is there, that is phosphorus pentachloride. If you want to know what is the hybridization and what is the shape of the molecule, shape is also called in chemical language geometry. What is the geometry of the molecule? What is the hybridization? And what is the bond angle? So to know all these points regarding all the compounds, we have to study valency shell electron pair repulsion theory. Now, actually, what is this theory? If you take, for example, children, ammonia molecule. Now, ammonia molecule is having, ammonia belong to which group? Fifth group, that is 15th group or nitrogen family. Okay, children, nitrogen family. Since nitrogen belongs to the fifth group, how many electrons are there in the outermost orbit? 5 electrons are there. How many electrons? 5 electrons. It needs 3 more electrons to complete the octet stage. Okay, children? So, out of the 5, 3 electrons are involved in the bond formation. Okay. Nitrogen reacts with 3 hydrogen atoms. Hydrogen is also giving 1 electron for sharing. Out of the 5 electrons, 3 electrons are involved in the bond formation. Now, 2 electrons are left as they are. Now, since they are not involved in the bond formation, they are called lone pair. What is that? Lone pair. Lone pair, LP in short. Now, what do you mean by lone pair? The electrons which are not involved in bond formation, they are called a lone pair. And 3 electrons are involved in the bond formation, so they are called bond pair. Okay, children? Now, this geometry is of 2 types. Now, in ammonia molecule, there are 2 types of electron pair. Now, 3 electrons are involved, nitrogen carbon. 3 electrons are involved in bond formation. They react with the 3 hydrogen atoms. The children, 3 hydrogen atoms. So, how many electron pairs are involved in the bond formation? 3 electrons. So, now we can call 3 BP. BP the short form. Bond pair the short form is BP. 3 BP and 1 LP. LP is the lone pair of electrons. Now, depending upon the number of the electron pair or when we join all the bonds, the resulting structure is the shape of the molecule, or it is also known as geometry. Now, in chemistry, what is the meaning of geometry? Shape of the molecule. Now, let us start. What do you mean by VSPER theory? Now, children, according to this theory, the unpaired electrons of the central atom. Now, take for example PCl5, phosphorus belongs to nitrogen family. It is having 5 unpaired electrons are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, the unpaired electrons of the central atom, they are involved in the bond formation. What did I say? Among nitrogen, if you take, nitrogen is having 5 electrons. So, now 2 electrons are in the form of a pair. What did I say? Take for example nitrogen, 5 electrons are there. The unpaired electrons of the nitrogen atom, they make bonds with the unpaired electrons of 3 hydrogen atoms. Okay. Now the lone pair electrons are that electron pair which are not involved in the bond formation. The lone pair, it will remain as it is. So the first postulate according to the valency bond theory is the unpaired electrons of the central atom, it make bonds with the unpaired electrons of the neighboring atoms. The lone pair, the electron pair which are not involved in the formation of bond and which is in the form of the pair, that is called the LP. So the LP will remain as it is. That's the first point. Now the second point, children, since the repulsive force acts between the electron and the repulsive force of BP is lesser than BP and LP, lesser than LP and LP. What is the meaning of this, children? The repulsive force between LP is greater than LP and BP and lesser than bond pair and bond pair. So, the repulsive force between the bond pair and bond pair is lesser than BP and LP and LP. So, due to this reason, children, whenever a molecule is formed, the bond pair of electrons, here 3 bond pair are there, ammonia. So, the bond pair of electrons move away from the lone pair. So to avoid the repulsion. So due to this reason, bond angle decreases. Now this type of the shape is called tetrahedral. Since it is having bond pair also, lone pair also, it is called irregular tetrahedral, or it is also known as pyramidal. Please try to understand, children. What are we doing? First of all, valency bond theory. Valency shell, electron pair, repulsion theory. Now according to this theory, the unpaired electrons of the central atom, they make bond pair with the unpaired electrons of the neighboring atoms. The lone pair which are not involved in the bond formation, they remain as it is. After the formation of the compound, to avoid the repulsion, the bond pair, they move away from the lone pair to avoid the repulsion. Okay, let us see the examples of valency shell, electron pair. Now, this geometry is of 2 types. What is that? Regular geometry, and the second is irregular geometry. One is regular geometry and the second is irregular geometry. Now first let us start. Regular geometry, only bond pair of electrons are there, and irregular BP also, LP also. Bond pair also, LP, lone pair also. First let us start with the regular geometry. Regular geometry means children only BP are there. Only bond pair. Okay? Regular geometry में only bond pair. Now the first example is general formula AB2. Okay?